Hello guys, how's it going? In this tutorial I'll be showing you how to make something that looks like this. Not the cubes, only the donuts, the candles, and the scene. It's gonna look something like this, but not entirely. So I'm gonna open up Blender. It was really easy to install screencast so you guys can see what keys I'm pressing while I'm doing this tutorial. So that would be really nice. It was really easy. I can do a tutorial on that if you guys want me to do it. So first of all, you're gonna be able to see the keys that I press on the lower left. So you see this mouse. If I type S, you're gonna be able to see that happening over here. So that's gonna be nice. So the first thing we're gonna do here, we're gonna delete the cube. We're gonna Shift A, and we're gonna add a torus because it represents a donut, the shape of a donut. And then we're gonna click down here, add torus, and then major segments. We're gonna choose 32, and then major radius 0.37. That looks pretty good. So now right click on your mouse and do shades mode. Now go to the modifiers here and then click add modifier, generate subdivision surface. And so click tab, select this with alt, this middle segment here with alt, and then left click so it's selected like this. S, scale it down like this, and then press O, or you can click up here for proportional editing, and then click on these vertices up here, G to move, and then scroll down until it's small like this, or you can make it a little bit bigger like this, and then uh, click G. That's how I did it, and then Z on the Z axis and go down. Okay, so just keep doing that same thing so we can add some detail to the top of the donut. And you can also do that on the bottom too. So I'm doing it a little bit fast, so if you want to pause or make the video slower, you can do so. But all I'm doing, it's pretty easy. I'm going to do it again, is selecting a vertice and then G, Z, and then go up, since this is the bottom, with your mouse. So it should look, hit tab to get out of edit mode. It should look something like this. Now press F2 and then write donut. So it's pretty nice to keep everything organized on the library. So now hit 1 and then move your donut up until it's in the red, above the red line, a little bit above the red line. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna duplicate this so we can make the icing on the donut. So hit Shift D and then right click so it stays in place. Hit 1 and then tab, and then we're gonna do Alt Z to get into the wireframe mode, I believe it is. So then we're gonna select the bottom part and then delete it. So we're gonna do B, click on B, and then with left click, you're gonna do a box selection like this. You're gonna select all of that, and then you're gonna hit X vertices, and that's deleted. Okay. Now hit Tab and Alt Z to get out of wireframe mode. We're gonna apply this modifier right now, but you'll see why in a second. So we're gonna click here, apply. Then we're gonna add more modifiers. It's gonna be 3. So click there, deform, and then we're gonna do shrink wrap first, then generate. We're gonna do solidify, generate, and then we're gonna do subdivision modifier. So on the solidify modifier, we're gonna do the offset to 1, and the thickness we're gonna put 0.025. And so we're gonna click on this here, right here, edit mode, display modifier. In edit mode, we're gonna turn that off, and once we hit tab, we're not gonna be able to see that, which is good because that's gonna let us do the work. Okay, so now selecting this by pressing Alt and then left click on this, so that's selected specifically. We're gonna click Control Plus. We're gonna keep doing that until most of these are selected. So I think I'm gonna select only that, and then we're gonna press H. That's gonna hide those vertices, and they're not gonna be affected. But by what we're gonna do right now. So then after that, we're gonna click here on the snap, and then we're gonna change something here on snap target for individual elements. We're gonna select face project, and then after that, we're gonna click on vertices around the donut. We're gonna hit G, and then we're gonna go Z down. But let's make this circle smaller, the area that's been affected. So we're gonna keep doing that all around the donut. So you can do this however you please. So for example, you can choose, you can select two vertices like this and go down. So it looks different. But for me, I just select one because we're gonna do a lot of things and that takes a lot of time. But if I was to take my time on this, I would be like more artsy and like select differently things. Okay, so now we're gonna extrude some of these parts. So select or press O, proportional editing, turn it off like that. And so let's select two. So one, two, E to extrude, Z to go down, and that's one. So if you press tab, that's how it's going to look like. Press tab again, get back in here. So this should be selected still, but if it's not, select these two vertices, E to extrude, go down, and then Alt, left click on this middle segment, and we're going to press S, scale, so that you can see the difference that it makes. Press tab, and you can see how the shape is changing. So I'm going to show you an example. Press tab again, and then this should be selected. S to scale, and scale it down, and then press tab again, and that changes the shape of your icing. So you gotta think about it in a way that if you change things while in this mode, they're gonna change things while it's in the object mode. So in edit mode, we're gonna keep doing this around the donut. So I'm gonna make the scale bigger. So something really nice to know, if you have things selected, for example, like this, and then you want to unselect all of this. By the way, to select different vertices at the same time together, you can do shift and then select with left click, select different vertices, and then you can select them, and then G, and then you can move them together like this. But if you want to unselect everything altogether, you can press A two times, and then it's gonna unselect everything. And to select everything that's around, or everything, you can do A for all, and there you go, everything's selected. But let's select A again two times, and you get it out of there. So let's keep doing this around. So to select one vertex and then another one, you press shift. So one and then shift, and then you left click. Okay, so you select one, shift, and then you select another. Sorry if I'm not being very descriptive, or I'm doing a good job. I don't usually really do any tutorials on Blender. But yeah, I'm doing the best I can. So extrude this, E, Z. You can also rotate, by the way. So press R if you want to rotate the vertices on the face of the donut. You can do that because we have these tool turned on. So you can also do something else, like press together three of these and then extrude it down. Okay, so you should know now very basic controls like E, Z, S for scale. So you can follow along what I'm doing right here. Or if you'd like to, just make your donut however you want to look, make it look like. So you could also select four like this, and then bring it down. Select these two in the middle, bring this down, extruding it, and then it's gonna look like that. Let's select one, two, three, like that. Extrude down, Z, and that's how it's gonna look like. So you can make different variations of this. I'm gonna make this one pretty long. So I'm gonna select that and then scale that, and it should look like that. So for the rest ones, I'm just gonna make them very simple so I can just speed up this tutorial. They're gonna be very simple. Okay. We'll select this tree three. Does that look like? It looks very flat. I could do another tip that you might want to know. You just make a shape right here. So for example, if you wanted to move these and you wanted to move with the lines, you can have this selected and press G twice, and then it'll move along the lines like this. So it's pretty nice to know that. And I'm gonna make the last one right here. So this tutorial is gonna have a lot of things that if you're a beginner, it's gonna be pretty hard to grasp or know. So don't feel bad if you can't follow along some of these parts, which is gonna be only one video. You can rewatch it, or even so, you can like watch 10 minutes one day and then watch 10 minutes another day, something like that. And then I just clicked Control S. By the way, it should be pretty easy to know how to save things, but if you haven't saved your project, I would recommend you to save it. So an easy way to save it would be to do Control S, and then it will bring this up. I suggest to choose anywhere. You can choose anywhere you want. I do it in the desktop if it's something that I'm not gonna really save for sure. So just gonna, you can call it whatever you want. I'm gonna call it donut and then save. That's it. It should be pretty easy to know how to do that. That's why I have my camera on the top left where those things are. But actually, I think I'm gonna use the space. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Let's just keep going. All right. uh. Okay. What's next? Press. Select this icing. Press Tab. Then Alt H. If you don't do this, it won't work, and you're gonna mess up your icing. Okay. So make sure you do that. Okay. So we're gonna click on this drop eyedropper, and then we're gonna select the donut, and then we're gonna apply it. And we're gonna do something else in here, and the solidify modifier. We're gonna press edge data, crease inner. We're gonna apply the modifier. We're gonna do two levels on the viewport, and so that we can see how it's gonna look like, because I think it'll take the render or the viewport. I don't remember, but make sure it's 2:2. Okay, let's just make sure that it is. So apply that, and so your donut should be looking pretty good now. I mean, however it is, it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, so now press Control Tab and then go down into sculpt mode, or you can also, sorry, I'm gonna hide my face for a little bit. You can also change object mode right here. You can change it to edit mode. You can change it to sculpt mode, just like that. You can also do that if you don't want to use the shortcut keys. But I'd recommend for you to learn how to use the shortcut keys because they're pretty fast and easy to use. So again, Control Tab and then go down here and select Sculpt Mode. Now press I, and that's gonna use the inflate tool. And oh, by the way, I don't know if you needed to know this, but in Blender, to look closer is to zoom in. So you scroll up and then you zoom in and then scroll down and then you look away like this. Okay? I don't know if it's hard for some people, but and then you can do control middle mouse and then you move like this. So press I for the inflate tool and then go in circles like this on the drops. I would hope that intermediate users in Blender are mostly gonna watch this. I mean, if anyone really watches this, because a lot of these things I think they're pretty easy to know already. I mean, if you're a beginner, um, I could make a tutorial for you guys if you want to. So just let me know if this is too hard for you, and I'll make an easier one. Because I'm going through this tutorial and thinking, should I tell them how to do this, or you know, didn't really plan this. Just wanted to uh test the waters. If you know what I mean. Because I have been live streaming making this donut, and I really didn't know if this it was gonna be a beginner or intermediate tutorial. But just wanted to show how I make this donut. So go around and do this to all the drops, or how should we call them? I don't know. So like that. If you're finished with that, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna press M, and that's gonna be the mask tool. So we're gonna use this mask tool strength to 1. So Shift F and then move your mouse until it hits 1 and then select left click. Now also brush front faces only. That's very important. So let's paint or mask this part on the donut. So you do that by left click and dragging your mouse across the area that you want to do this. Like so. So I'm just gonna keep doing this for the parts between the drops. Okay. It will be a really nice idea if you could save your file right now, because sometimes Blender likes to crash. So if you don't want to lose your progress, Control S and your file saves pretty easily. Okay, I'm gonna do this faster. Okay, really can't. I need better aim. Better aim. Actually, it's not really aim. You gotta actually do some more movement than just aiming. It's like looking around with the one button and then looking around with another. It's like a mixture of things. But yeah, guys, you can see what I'm doing on the left side. You can see what I'm clicking. So that should be pretty good for you guys. In tutorials that they don't have screencast keys on, I just get really lost. So I was like, in this tutorial, I'm gonna turn that on. Gonna make sure that's on so that they can see it, and hopefully somebody um that helps somebody. Okay. So now I'm finished with that. What I'm gonna do is do Control I, and that's gonna invert it. So what we're gonna do is click on mask, smooth mask, and I have a shortcut to do what I'm about to do. I actually don't know how to do it the other way. So it's Shift Spacebar. Just make sure this opens, okay? And then do Alt 0, and it should be that tool, which I don't actually know which tool it is. Oh, the mesh filter. Okay, is the mesh filter tool right here. And then click and drag like this. But not so much. If you messed up, you can do Control Z and go back once, like that. And so, or you could have done this, like going like this, and then right click while holding that, and then it goes back. Okay. So I'm just gonna do like that amount. Control S to save it. Control Tab to go to object mode. And here we have the donut. You could have also Control Tab and sculpt mode. You could have also done with the smooth tool. You could go between like here and then like smooth this out so it doesn't look so ugly. Um, but I don't really do that. That takes a very long time, and I'm not making it look perfect. So Control Tab, Object Mode. Now, if you click on Z, the Z, I don't know how to spell it, Z, and then do rendered, it's gonna look like this. We don't want it to look like this. So we're gonna give it a skylight. But before that, you can go here, light, and turn that off. X, delete. We don't need that. So go here on the world set properties, click here on the yellow dot, sky texture. Then I have some preset settings that I already know work pretty good for this. So just follow along sun size 3, sun rotation -89, air and dust, let's put it to 3, strength put 0.5. Go back here, we're gonna change from EB to cycles. Device CPU GPU, denoise turn on, turn off, noise threshold on both. Samples we're gonna do 10, and then we're gonna go down. Colors management, we're gonna choose on the look, we're gonna do medium high contrast, or you can do high contrast. I'm gonna use high contrast. On the exposure, let's do -2. Control S to save that. Now we're gonna choose the icing. On material here, we're gonna choose new. We're gonna give it a, what should we give it? A red color. We're gonna go with the red this time. Let's do 0.8 on the saturation, and then Control S to save that. Subsurface, we're gonna give it subsurface. So on the weight, go to 1, and then click, drag down 1 on the radius on the XYZ, and then scale, put 0.005. Okay. Control S to save. Click on the donut or the dough of the donut, because you know it's the icing and then the donut. Okay. So new. Oh wait, no. Scratch that. Oh, if you actually did that, so just click on the X here. I forgot. Um, click on new. Click on the yellow dot like that, and do image texture, and then click on new. We're gonna name this donut base, and then we're gonna give the color of yellow or something that looks like dough with the donut. So now we're gonna give it some subsurface also. So 1 and then 1 for all of those, 0.01. That's gonna be for that one. And also on the roughness, we could do like, well, right now I'm just gonna put it at 3.3. And the icing, I'm gonna also put 0.3. So let me see. So click on the dough, go to texture paint, and now looking at this, pointing here, we're gonna do forward slash. Doesn't really show that, huh? But forward slash slash looks like, let me show you here on the layout. Forward slash like that, okay? Do it again. But we're gonna do that in here, so that it focuses on the donut. So now we're gonna choose here on the eyedropper, click that, the saturation less, like 0.4 or 0.3. Then we're gonna go in the middle, and it's gonna affect it here. Okay, we should save this. So, but before that, finish doing it. However you wanna make it look like. Oh, that's too much. Okay, hold on. Oh, going over. Okay. So about right like that is pretty good. And then we can go down the saturation even more. And then we can make the middle look very white like that. Like so. And then on image here, save as. In the desktop, be nice. We could just call this dough and then save image. Make sure you save it. So back in the layout tab, we're gonna add the counter. So Shift A, plane. We're gonna click on S to scale this, just like so. That should be fine. And then click on 1, go up, check the size if it's good or not, and make it smaller or bigger. But I suggest this size is pretty good. Now turn off this setting right here. Like click on it. That's turned off. I don't know why. Make this go down right there. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add some the shader for the counter. But before that, let's rename this. So you can either double click on the name here and then change it, or you could also select the object that you want to name and then click on F2, and then that should call it counter. And I forgot to name the icing, so I'm just gonna name that too with F2. Icing. I have no idea how I forgot that. And then the collection here, I'm gonna double click there, and then I'm gonna call it an environment. Okay. So now click on the counter. Let's go to shading. Right click here. Join areas. We don't need that. So new. Click on this. Drag it out. Image texture, or you can also search it up like this: image texture. Then open. You can find this. Hold on, I'll tell you where to find it in a second. But if you have it, or if you want to add a color, let's just say you could do that too. So, for example, if you wouldn't want to do that, you can add a red color, but I really suggest getting a texture for something like this. So, yeah, it would look horrible if it doesn't have a texture. So, open, base color goes there. By the way, this is a Polygon asset. So, it's polygon.com, I think. You can make an account and download this for free. Okay. So I'm gonna do the roughness. So open that. AK. But people who have been using this should know how to get a texture or a material. Roughness, normal, image texture, and then this should be the normal one. Normal. Shift A, shader, no, vector, normal map. And then click on here on the roughness and the normal color space to non-color data. So this is how it's gonna look like. Now let's go to layout, and that's how it looks like. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to geometry nodes. Like I said, right click, join areas. I'm gonna click on the donut, and then I'm gonna click on the icing and then the donut. So the icing and then the donut. Control P, keep transform, and then I'm gonna click M, new collection, donuts, create. Select the icing, click on new, spread these more, point, distribute point on faces, Shift A, instances, geometry, join geometry, drag this, connect this, and then Shift A, instance on points, and there you go. Now, select that. Oh, by the way, how you do this is just click on left mouse and then just drag it. Box selection. So we're gonna create a folder here. So select on scene collection and select new collection right there, and we're gonna call this sprinkles. And the sprinkles we're gonna make two more round, and then we're gonna put long on. Select the long one. Shift A, UV sphere, and then we're gonna do half of that, so 16 by 8 segments. 0.01 on this radius. Right click, shade smooth, control A, scale. And so we're gonna select the icing and the sphere down here, geometry, instance, and then it's pretty good for now. Z and the material previews to do that. And so now what I'm gonna do is select all of this like this, left click and drag, and then I'm gonna do scale 0.1, control A, scale. So now, oh my god, where did the sprinkles go, right? So I'm gonna choose here, instead of random, we're gonna do Poisson this, and then density factor, we still are not gonna do that. We're gonna do Z, and then solid, 7 for top view, and then we're gonna look at this, and then we're gonna do double A, because we're gonna select the icing, and then control tab, weight paint, F, make it small, then go around with this, and then left click to draw like this. So make it look fancy, like, go around and just do graffiti like crazy. Boom, 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 and then control tab, object mode. That specifically what we just made, we're gonna select this, which is the, what are these, Bertie? No, the group, what it's called, groups. We're gonna change it to sprinkle density. We're change it to sprinkle density. So now if we drag this out, we're gonna have it to look up a named attribute, and then on name we're gonna choose the sprinkle density. we'll just name. Sorry, I'm getting out of focus because somebody's talking to me outside the room. Okay, now let's drag this and then density max, and then we're gonna do Shift A, utilities, math, and then we're gonna do multiply by 1,000. So there you go. The sprinkles appear again because we scaled it down, and since it was a smaller scale, there wasn't any sprinkles because of that. So now I'm gonna go to material preview, and then I think I'm gonna create the long sprinkle. So shift right click, and then I select it here. Go to wireframe, and then 1. So to go to wireframe, just the same as going to rendering mode with Z. So like Z, and then go up, render mode, Z down, preview mode, set right, solid, left is wireframe. So select 1, and then zoom in to look at this, and then we're gonna do a cylinder, and then we're gonna make it depth the smallest and also the radius. We're gonna put 12 vertices. Do G, Z, bring it up. Okay, shift middle mouse so you can move like this. Okay, because otherwise you're gonna look like this, and then you're gonna be like, what? Where am I? So yeah, the screencast is not working for some of these. So I should go into this mode to make them. So I'm gonna go to layout so you guys can see what I'm doing. Cause I don't know, for some reason the screencast is not working on the other tabs. Tab Z wireframe. We're gonna do. Sorry, I can't focus right now. What was that? Tab. Left click, drag, select this top, and then G, Z, go up, and then we're gonna do 2 edge mode. This is selected, so we're gonna do Shift Alt on this one. So Shift Alt and then left click on this, and then we're gonna do, if you have those two selected like that, like that, we could do Control B for bevel, and then scroll up twice. 1, 2. Do tab, and then select this, left click, shade smooth. And so this is gonna be a pretty fast process, but I'm gonna make it slow so you guys can see what I'm doing. So select this, Shift D, X, and move it to the right. Tab 1, double A, left click, drag, go up with G, Z, up. And so this is gonna be medium and small. So select this one, and then do F2, and then do small to name it. And then F2 and do medium, Shift D if you have this one selected, move it across, and then tab. It's the same thing. Drag select, go up, and this one's gonna be called large. Shift D, move to the right. Tab, move it up, and then this one's gonna be called bent, because this is gonna be the bent sprinkle. Now, tab to edit mode. We're gonna do Control R. We're gonna go up and select and do 8 cuts. 8. Now, I don't know if you just saw that, but if you want me to do it again, I'll do it again. So Control R and then 8, and then left click and then right click so it stays in place. So tab, and then modifiers, add modifier. We're gonna do deform, and then it's gonna be the simple deform. But we're gonna have a problem right now, so watch this. Bend, and before you apply this, look what's going on. Oh, by the way, if you zoom in and it looks like this, try to do this. N, go to view, and then clip start, and then make it the lowest you can, and then N, and then voila. No, you don't have that problem anymore. So now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna that one's selected already, so I'm gonna go to one, and then I'm gonna select the other ones, and then I'm gonna do right click and then set origin to geometry. So now let's go to that one and apply the modifier. We're gonna select all of these, and then we're gonna do R X 90, enter, and then we're gonna do Control A rotation. Now Z solid, or actually material preview. Let's go to material preview. Left, right click, and then we're gonna choose here the sphere, and then do right click, and then do snap selection to cursor, and then we're gonna do GZ, so move it to the right, and so we have our sprinkles together over there. We have our sprinkles, and so what we're gonna do, we're gonna select the icing right there. Boom, dot. Takes us very fast there. I'm gonna drink some water because I'm dying here. No, just kidding. This is really too much talking. But so we're gonna change the name of this modifier. So round sprinkles. We're gonna have to go to the. We're gonna have to go to the geometry nodes. Okay. Oh, where am I? One. Just select the donut right here. It'd be easy to select donut dot dot like a dot. Just press the dot when it should do that. Oh, but it's in the numpad. If you don't have a numpad, you can't do that. Double A, and then I'm gonna go to material preview. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate this. So select that, and then Shift D, move it across. I'm gonna just Shift and select this, move it to the left. You can do that if you want to also. Now, what I'm gonna do, unselect everything, select the icing, and then I'm going to delete this. But first, we gotta click in here to make it its own modifier. So, or yes, I'm sorry. Uh, long sprinkles. I'm gonna call it long sprinkles. My God, this is gonna be crazy, huh? Crazy long tutorial. So now I'm gonna delete this with X. Drag this collection of long sprinkles. Select, drag this to the instance. And then we're gonna click on here, separate children, reset children, and then pick instance. We're gonna drag rotation to rotation, Shift A. We're gonna do utilities, rotation, rotate rotation. And then we're gonna drag this. We're gonna do random values. So if you don't have it there, oh, but it's hard to look it up. Oh no, it's not. Okay, random value, and then go here in this two. We're gonna drag and click, or you can select it one by one like this. You can write down tau. You're gonna select right click and then shift to move it slowly, because if you don't, it's gonna move fast. And I just put a value of about 360. Yes, that's good. Control S to save. And so we're gonna go to shading tab, and then let's select the large sprinkle and then do numpad dot. I'm gonna go to, oh, I can't go to layout, but okay, so now select this sprinkle and then click on new, click on home, or you can just find it up here. It was right here, so just have to do that. Base color, drag it out, and then we're gonna do object info. is gonna be the color. Okay, or random, actually random. So disconnect that and then put it on random. Shift A, converter, color ramp, boom. Leave it there. Linear, constant. Do two. We already have a two. We need five. So three, four, five. Drag this, move this here. Drag this, move this here. Select this one. Make a gold color. And then drag this, move this, drag this, move this. Select this. Do a red color like so. You can do any colors you want. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. You can do like the whole rainbow, man. You could do anything. Just believe. And then now, what I'm gonna do is grab this, put it to one, then grab this. I mean, not click on that, and then point three. What I'm gonna do is this one's already selected, so shift, select this one. Make sure it's this one. And now we're gonna do Control L to link materials, and then we're gonna select this one, Control Shift D, and then that will duplicate it while still having the connection. Delete the blue, delete the red, delete the white, and now the this one we're gonna make it all white, and then the other one we're gonna make it all dark, like so. Color metallic, we're gonna leave it at that. So now we're gonna do the same, Control Shift D, and then we're gonna put it there, and then we're gonna select the white. We're gonna make the darkest we can before we make it darkest, and then we're gonna select the other one. We're gonna make it lighter, and then we're gonna grab this color, and then we're gonna put it into roughness, and that should be fine. Control S, save, and we're good. Now select the donuts. Let's look at the donuts and go to geometry nodes. These donuts sprinkles are small, so we're gonna select this right here, and then we're gonna do 1.3, or well, whatever size you want of the sprinkles, man. You can do whatever you want in this. So we can make it so big that it looks like that, but oh, by the way, this is how it looks like in render, so it looks better than the material preview, just so you know. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to layout so you guys can see what I'm doing actually. So let's go to large here on the sprinkle and then select the materials. Go to subsurface 1 and 1 and 0.001. Yes, I'll make it look better, more squishy. Okay, so now let's see. I didn't change the size of these sprinkles, so I'm gonna go back to geometry nodes and then I'm gonna do 1.4, so it's bigger. The bigger the detail, the better it's gonna look in this situation, trust me. So now, click here, R, Z, rotate, Z for local, Z. You do RZ, but that's gonna be global, and then Z again, and then it's gonna be local. Okay, so now what could I do next? We could do the plate. We can make the plate. Okay, shift right click in the middle of those donuts. Then make sure you select environment so it makes it on the environment, okay? That's very important actually. Because if you don't, it's gonna mess up. Look, I'm gonna show you what happens if you make it on the long sprinkles library folder. So if you make it there, it's gonna look horrible. Don't follow this, by the way. So Shift A, circle. Okay, hold on. It's not okay. Now it's selected. So it's gonna do this. You see that? It's gonna make that. So instead of making the plate on the sprinkles collections, do it in the environment collection. Okay? So now Shift A, and then I did circle. Don't do anything else. Open this, or if it's open already, just change the vertices to 100, and then change the radius to 0.14. I should move this up a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. All right. Tab. We're gonna edit this. Tab and then Z. Tab and then do extruding. So we're extruding this, okay? So if you didn't catch it, I'm sorry. So select this Alt and select this circle. E to extrude, Z to go up, and then scale. And then we're gonna do extrude again, scale to S. We're gonna extrude again up, and then we're gonna scale it again. Now, select this 2 for edge mode, F to fill that in, and then we're gonna do Alt Shift, select these so that it's selected like that. Now do Control B for bevel. No, let's do one more bevel. So scroll up for one more, and then right there, left click, and then do AA. And now go to object mode like that. So hitting tab. Now go to modifiers, add modifier, and then do generate solidify modifier. Thickness, put 0.004. Then apply that. Tab again to go into the edit mode on the plate. Then do Alt on here. Shift Alt to select the other one. Control B. And then press C. That should join them like that. Now do A. Mesh. Merge by distance. Boom. Chun chun. Chimichanga. Now do in the plate, we're gonna do add a material. I'm just gonna do dark, man. Like we do 0.3, and then I'm gonna do subsurface on this. 0.001. Okay, so it should look like that. And then one last thing, select the plate, right click, shade smooth, boom, 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 Control S. So that's finished. No, let me just touch a little bit. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make the candle. God, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm actually tired. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make the candle. Shift right click, right there. Shift A. We're doing like a cylinder. We're gonna do. I already have the measurements. 0.03, and then we're gonna do on the depth 0.16. And so we're gonna do 32 vertices, and then we're gonna do forward slash so that we only focus on this, and then we're gonna do, let me see, remesh modifier. We're gonna add a remesh modifier, and then we're gonna do smooth. We're gonna do 6 apply, and then we're gonna go to control tab sculpt mode. We're gonna do shit C for solid view, and then we're gonna do clay strips, and so F for bigger, and then top view, and then we're just gonna control and select and move this around like this, and it's doing this. Look, it's doing that. Okay, so that's what it's that doing. This is the clay strips tool. So I'm doing shift and then left click. So that summons the smooth tool. All right. Okay. Play around with the tools, man. You should really learn these tools because it's not easy at first, but play around with these tools. And if you don't like it, you could just delete this cylinder and make it again. All right. So I'm not really going for the best looking one right now, but okay. So now, this is not gonna be easy, okay? This is not gonna be easy. But blob, select the blob tool, and then we're gonna do symmetry, and then we're gonna select here. And then in the radio Z, we're gonna choose 7. Then go down here and then just select and keep going. And make that shape. So now what I'm gonna do is I think it's gonna be the inflate tool. Inflate. But before I do that, I'm gonna turn this down to 1 again, and then we're gonna inflate these edges right here on the side, okay? And then after that, we're gonna give it a subdivision, okay? So modifier generate subdivision 2, and then boom, and then it's applied. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make the drips on the candles of sculpt mode. Then we're gonna do what is this called actually? Blob. Okay. So I'm gonna keep shaping this like so. We're gonna drag. Oh wait, Control Z. We're gonna drag this from here, go down like so. Drag, drag, drag. It's pretty easy, man. Drag, drag down, drag down, drag down, drag down, drag. Like, there's no really easy way to explain how to use these tools. You're just gonna trust me. This works, bro. This is more like a comedy than a tutorial. But I'm getting really tired. I should have done like parts for this. Seriously, dude. Why is it looking like that? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Shade smooth. There you go. That fixes everything. Sculpt mode should make it smaller. You could, man, you can make your candle look like anything, bro. Like if you believe, you can make it happen. Like, look, I'm gonna make my candle look stupidly horrifying, so that look you you can make anything you want. Okay, you can make anything you want. Damn, like you got you got your imagination, man. But I got no time right now. Okay, so there. That's how my candle's gonna look like. So what? Now, let's go to object mode. Let's do Shift A, do a cube, make it smaller, way smaller, make it go down, and then put it right here, babe. Sand. Um, select the wax, and then do modifier, boolean, select the cube, and then apply it. And then delete the cube, and that should do it. Pretty good, isn't it? Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add these stamps. So Shift A, cylinder, make it smaller, like so. Then it's gonna be 16 vertices. Go up. We're gonna do some. What is this actually called? So what I'm gonna do now, select this top, scale it down, but proportional editing is clutch in this one, because you just, yeah, you can just go fast on this, man. I'm gonna make mine look like that. Okay, you can make it look like anything you want. The stamp, but pretty much. Oh my god. Okay, so now shift right click, select right there. You can find PNGs of flames. Shift A plane. You can find PNGs of flames on the internet very easily. So I'm gonna use mine shading that I found. It was actually it's not easy to find them, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not easy. I had to look for a free one we had, which I could download. Okay, so now I'm gonna delete this, and then Shift A. I'm gonna do image texture, and then I'm gonna open, and then I have it right here PNG, and then select it. And I'm gonna do mix shader. We're gonna do emission, and then we're also gonna do transparent. So if anybody just wants to know how to do this, then lucky you, it's right here. I had to really look into different tutorials to know how to do this, because I didn't like how one person did it, so I had to look at another one and then to come up with this. So there you go. And now I'm gonna go back to layout, material preview, forward slash. And before I do anything, I'm gonna select these things together. And then I'm gonna bring them up. I'm gonna bring them up like so. Render mode. We're gonna give a material to this candle because it's looking weird. It's looking like one of those stone things that they give you on the vacations so you can paint them. So I'm gonna do a new material on this. We're gonna do some yellowish white. Subsurface 1.01. And we're gonna make it shiny, so 0.3 roughness, and then boom. That's how it looks like. 1 G, go up, scale this on the Z axis so it's long and big. And then we're gonna do S for scale. S, you scale it so that looks like it's on the stem. Oh, I haven't made the color for this, so we can just make it black for the stem. You know, it's very easy to make that. It's not so hard. If I give it as a surface, I've never given it a subsurface to that thing, but I could. Okay, so just like so, make it look like this. I found that the harder the tutorials, the more I learn, because I just looked up things on the internet and then I learned how to do them. So if you feel bad that you haven't understood anything that I'm doing, don't feel bad because that's the way it is. You learned the hard way. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I did subdivide on this image. So what? Undo a wave modifier. Before wave, it's gonna look like this. So the width 2, narrowness 1, and then we're also gonna do some weight paint. So go to weight paint, go to material preview. So it looks like this while you're painting it. It's so much easier, trust me. It's like a lifesaver, and there could be a better method, but man, this saved my ass like so many times. Because I went to speed up things, and this actually sped it up. Speed it up. So now, what I'm gonna do, um, Z, and then was it rendered? Yeah, okay, rendered. And so I'm gonna fill in where it didn't actually paint in the middle here, but I'm gonna do something else too. So I'm gonna do. Okay, so what I'm gonna do so that both of them have a good value and I don't have to do every single one, like a different value for every single one. This is what I'm gonna do. Shift and then smooth it out. Oh yeah, this is nice, bro. Like when I found out you can actually smooth it, I was like, oh wow, I was impressed. Let me see if my monitor. No, but it's like just went dim for a second. Okay, whatever. Control and then it erases it. So erase around like this. You'll know why in a second. Like it'll click in a second why. Actually, you won't know because you didn't go through the problem of making this. So you wouldn't really know why I'm doing this, really, but man, they're not leaving me alone. Okay, so shift, I'm gonna smooth this out. And then what I'm gonna do, select this group, and it should be using that to move. Okay, Control, Tab, Object Mode, and boom. That's how it's moving. Now do Shift D, RZ90, and they're moving like that. I can't really focus, but I'm doing the best I can right now. Um, okay. Select the plate, Shift D, right click, snap selection to cursor. Let's move the candle up and then the plate down. Make the plate smaller for the candle, and then one. Make it go down before it hits that. Select all that, bring it down to the plate, and there you go. Oh, I didn't move the donut plate up when I finished. Man, of all days, why do they want to bother me today? Okay, so there you go. If you want to, you can set a parent to the wax so that it follows them. So select everything and then select the last thing. Select the wax and then Control P, transform, and then whenever you select this, it'll move with it. But before I do that, I wanted to duplicate this. Oh, okay. So if you're looking at it this way, do Control Alt 0, and it'll put the camera right in front. But let's bring it back. I don't know why it looked like that. Let's bring the camera. So the camera, you can move it like any object in Blender. So you can scale it. You can move it on the X, Y, Z axis. Now select the camera. Go here. Viewport display 0.1. It should be a pretty good size, so it's not big and obstructing the other objects. Now, I wanted to select everything on the candle. One, and then let's move the candle to the left, and then Shift D. We can duplicate the whole thing, and then rotate it. Boom. We have two candles. It's that easy, my friends. Now, select the floor or the counter. Shift D, R90, RX90, and then let's do GB while selecting the plane, and then select it this corner when it's a square. Select it and move it here, and boom, that easy. So now what I'm gonna do Oh, and by the way, if you want to change the color on the icings, you can. It's pretty easily. So select this one, the materials, select this to make it a new material. And then let's do blue, and then we can change it to blue like this, zero point 0.5, and then there you go. It's a blue donut now instead of a red. We can make this actually more red, but that's a lot of saturation, so that's why it don't go up all the way. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, press 0 for on the numpad to you focus on the camera. We can do the box. So the box is gonna help us with the lighting. I mean, Shift A, mesh, cube. It's already a good size. Wireframe mode, GB to move this, move it there. Tab 3 for face select. Select that face, GB, and move this like so. Select the top view, GB, and then move this top. Oh, wait. I don't trust the circle yet. I don't know what the circle is for, but select this, move it front, and then we're gonna delete the back face and the bottom face. Okay, delete those faces with X, and then select this face, and then insert with I. Move it like so, like this, and then delete that face, and then go to render mode so you can see how it looks like. So that's how it looks like. Select the cube, and then we're gonna do. Oh, by the way, um, the candles. I didn't put them in a library of their own, but you should to make to keep everything organized. So move everything that's of the candles, which for me it should be pretty hard because I don't know where they. Oh, I made the. Okay, let's just move it. Oh shoot. Okay, doesn't look so easy now. My God. Okay, just move everything that's supposed to be for the candle into the candle folder. But for me, it's like a nightmare right now because I apply a modifier or like Control P and just it's a whole mess right now. Uh, okay. Oh, this I'll call it the backsplash. So like so. Now we're gonna give this wall a black color or dark. Tab, and then we're gonna go here, new. We call this white walls. Then we're gonna do the plus select, and then we're gonna go new dark walls, and then we're gonna do a dark, and then we're gonna do select this wall right here. Select the dark walls, and then assign. Okay, so that's how it should look like. Now, quickly, we're in this view, right? So camera view, number pad 0. Shift A, light area, R, and then I think it's Y, 90, and then scale down, and then go up, move this like so. We got a yellow color, go down in the value a lot to make it this dim, super dim. Control S, and the last thing I'm gonna do, uh, you could just finish right here, or you could just keep watching. But I'm gonna add some things like I'm gonna add square sprinkles. So left shift left click here and then shift A. I'm gonna do a cube. I'm gonna make the size 0.01 and then I do tab, control B, make this that, and then tab, left, right click, shade smooth, RR, and then you can rotate it like crazy. And then material, let's make this blue. Subsurface, of course, 0.01, boom. And then let's just duplicate this, Shift D, and then put it on the back right there. Selection to cursor, boom. And then another one right there. Wait, parent, like so. Now we can actually duplicate this and then put it right here. Selection to cursor. But then we're gonna change the color. So we're gonna make this red now. We're gonna make this red and then just move it around like that. And we're gonna duplicate it and put it around the donut icing. Okay. Shift D and then snap selection to cursor. Boom. That's it, guys. I'm gonna keep doing stuff, but if you wanna stop here, that'll be fine. If you wanna not keep doing the tutorial, that's fine. Gonna go to actually select the camera. I'm gonna select the camera, and then I'm gonna do depth of field. I'm gonna select the blue, or you could do the red. That one not. Control S to save. I'm gonna save this. Composition, use nodes, F12 to do a quick render. I don't know how long this has been, but it feels really long. Okay, now I have that, and I just can do that, and I Control Shift click this. Then we're gonna do a glare node or glare filter, high, and we can do a threshold of 2, like real quick. Let's just make this real quick. You can change it however you want, and you can do mix 1 so you can see the effect only happening, like so. You can do that. Oh, I changed the streaks. You can do it like so. I'm gonna use a setting of 5. I'm gonna mix 0. I'm gonna put mix 0 because last time something happened. So Control Shift D. I'm gonna duplicate that like that. Streaks, fog glow, size 9. Shift A. Keying or color. Mix color. Add. And connecting's like so, like I'm doing it. So it works. Because if it works for me, it works for you. So what's the last thing I would do? If you don't want to do the transform lens distortion, don't do it. I just do it every time because why not? It just gets into a practice of, I guess, trying different things and not just having something very simple. Because, oh, by the way, here a good value is 0.01 and here it's 0.3. That should give you a pretty good looking image. Just saying. And then change this to viewport. Do 0 numpad. Go up, render it, and then click here always. And you should be looking at the changes in real time. Down there. Control S. That might crash your computer. Don't tell me it was my fault. Now, we can do an animation. Last thing. So, Shift, right click, and then Shift A. We're gonna do an empty. It's gonna be a sphere. Scale that down. Select the camera. Select this empty. Control P. Keep transform. We're gonna do 160 frames, just like him. And then we're gonna do Shift right arrow, and then that's the last frame. So we're gonna do K rotation, and then we're gonna do the first frame. Shift left arrow. R rotate X, and then we go up, and then we do K rotation, and then we're gonna delete these two because we don't need them, and then blah blah blah, and then we're gonna use the graph editor home, and then we're gonna change this red one. Rotate. Why does it look like that? I don't have no idea, but okay then. So that's how it should look like. And then to go to the last frame, K, scale, go to the first frame, scale it down, and then K, and then scale, and then it should look like that. If you still want to change the scaling, you can do hide, no, actually, X, and then normalize, and then we can change this to look like that, and then Control S, and then it should look like this. Now, I'm gonna do a last render, guys, so you can see how the last render looks like. But I'm gonna use more samples. I'll do like 100 samples. If you want me to do a series of how to make this, let me know for sure. But if this was too fast, if this was hard to follow, let me know what you think I could improve on, what I can do, any tips, whatever. Just let me know, and I'll try to do it. And what else? Oh, and if you want a tutorial only on the donut, or only on the candle, or only on the plate, or something like that, let me know also, and we'll see what I can do. So save as, and then the desktop donut picture, save image, boom. And now this is the result, the final result, guys. I'm gonna hide my face so you can see the final result. Ta-da! That's how it looks like after doing all of that. So make sure you give it a thumbs up, because it helps. Either way, this video was very bad. It's very nice if you give me a like and subscribe. Subscribe and like this video, okay? Um. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of the tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye.